Hello, welcome back to RtR. I'm Jethro. We're hoping to do another collab draft with me and Grey Coil here, which should be fun. Obviously, we're gonna. Oh my god, employees only get to play Rise of the Eldrazi? The bastards! Okay, I'm sorry, I'm mad about Wizards employees getting to play Rise instead of looking at this pack. It's fairly interesting. We've got quite a good pack, actually, quite a lot of playables. We've got a few good Izzet cards: Void Wielder, Frostborn Weird, Teleportal, Pursuit of Flight. A couple of good Selesnya cards: Common Bond, Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage, Security Blockade, not really a card. A little bit of Golgari with the Vine, the Beastmaster. Not a lot of Rakdos in this pack. I suppose these two are probably the most playable in Rakdos. So it comes down to if I pick the Beastmaster versus the Guildmage. I'm actually going to take the Guildmage, because this guy is really a bomb. I mean, look at him. He makes centaurs, and then he populates them. I've been killed by this guy so many times, so much. In my last real-life draft, a guy made 16 centaurs, just beat his way through my 1/4 blockers. That was a long game. Anyway, and the Beastmaster, you kind of need to scavenge onto it or do something else to make it fantastic. And while it can be fantastic, there's no denying it, and while passing a green card isn't exactly what I want to do, I'd much rather have the Guildmage here. I also really like drafting Selesnya. I think Selesnya is great. So they took a rare. This is an uncommon, yeah? Yeah. For the moment I thought it was the rare one, the Exile Instants and Sorceries one. So we can't really take much of a signal out of this pack. I think I'm just going to grab the Courses Accord. According some cool. Oh, look at that forest. This is my favourite forest art. The entire history of the game. This is the best piece of art ever made. I could just wallpaper my room in that. I know it doesn't look very good on your screen because the quality is appalling on my video still. But for me, this is better than winning a draft. This is just looking at the blown apart on this forest. Sorry, I should be talking about the pack somewhat. There's Lobber Cruise, Rakdos Rage Mutts. Not a ton to say. Not a ton of Selesnya cards. Quite a red pack in all. Quite an Izzet-y pack with a little bit of Rakdos, a little bit of Golgari here and there. Certainly not unhappy to be taking the double Centaur. Hello, Prescient Captain. It's actually Precinct Captain. I heard someone say the word Precinct Captain. I know what the word Precinct means. I don't know what Prescient means. Because Prescient, not what that says. So, yeah. Definitely taking the... I've never played with this guy. I mean, he's rare. So I don't often get the opportunity to play with one. But I've seen him played in some of the GP coverage and various other places. And he seems pretty insane. He makes tokens, which is what you want to do, and obviously populating 1/1 soldier tokens isn't the best. But if you get something like the Phantom General to pump them all, it's pretty good. Looking to wheel, maybe a Drudge Beetle, maybe a Brush Strider, hopefully a Rootborn Defense. If I can wheel Rootborn Defenses, no one else is drafting Selesnya, and my deck's going to be pretty good. Rootborn Defenses is pretty much the second best populate card. The best being Trostani's Judgment. Am I sure about what I just said? The best... Oh, well, I mean, the one that populates on your upkeep is pretty good. And the Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage and Trostani itself are pretty good because they allow for multiple populates. But probably the best instant and sorcery are Trostani's Judgment and then Rootborn Defenses, because mostly populate tens upon instants or sorceries at the common and uncommon level. Anyway, certainly taking the 6-drop removal spell here. Not a particularly full pack. But the fact that the Selesnya card is so good makes me think that a Selesnya drafter hasn't necessarily taken a green and white card out of this pack yet. Could be wrong. So what are we looking at now? 4 to our left. It's possible there's another green drafter. Yeah, and we've probably hit another Selesnya drafter here with this pack, so 5 to our left. Which is pretty bad, but not the end of the world by any means. So nothing going very late. Here, sorry, excuse my cough. So the best card in the pack is Bluster Squall and Izzet Staticaster, but those are definitely not what we want here. It's possible our deck could use a Bluster Squall, if we splash one. But I think I'd rather pass the good blue card and take an okay green card in Drudge Beetle. Drudge Beetle's pretty bad. He's much worse than I originally thought he was. Certainly I've come way down on Drudge Beetle. But he's still better than a dorky Selesnya Sentry. Which is barely playable, or a trained Caracal, which isn't really playable. So, if we examine by cost sort. Okay, here we've got a decision to make, which is how much of an all-in populate deck do we want to be. And so far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 token makers, and like 3 of them populate. So actually, I'm thinking all-in populate sounds pretty good. This decision boils down to like the Indrik versus the Druid's Deliverance. I think I'm going to take the Deliverance. I mean, the Indrik is officially the better card, but if I pass the Indrik, that means I'm passing more of a Golgari signal. A Golgari-ness signal. And whereas the Deliverance, I'm passing almost no Selesnya cards at all since that Rootborn Defences that was going, what, 4th, 3rd? And actually, I'm always quite impressed with the Deliverance. Whenever you populate with him, he's really good. And even when you don't, he's okay. Speaking of okay, here's a Concordia Pegasus. Never cut the Concordia Pegasus. Looks like we've got a lot of 2-drops now. This will give us 4 2-drops, which is quite a few for 2-drops and a Deliverance. Could just take the Rare and Pithing Needle, see no reason to. Let's grab a Pegasus and be happy. So here we could take the Indrik, or we could take Horncrawler's Chant. Horncrawler's Chant makes tokens and technically populates. And once you've got 4/4 Rhino tokens, drawing a Druid's Deliverance then, or Trostani's Judgment then, is just insane. So this guy actually goes pretty well in Selesnya. But he's an 8-drop, and I'm looking quite low in terms of curve right now. So I think taking the Indrik is a much safer pick. If the Indrik wasn't here, I'd probably take the Horncrawlers over like a Swift Justice. Because it is here, I feel fine taking it. Gatekeeper Vine, because I was looking at our deck just now and I thought, you know what we don't have enough of? We don't have enough 2-drops. Because I'm always, whenever I'm building a deck, I just think, you know what, more 2-drops, that's what I need. I could do with a bit more white actually, because this guy is double white, and I do want double white on turn 2. Which again makes me think that splashing is going to be slightly a bit of an issue if I want to splash something, which so far I don't, so I'm fine. Nothing weird, just makes me think there's maybe 2 other Selesnya drafters out there, both of whom are a little bit to our left rather than to our right, which puts us in a good position as the best Selesnya drafter, but puts us in a bad position in terms of the draft as a whole. I'll just take the most playable of these cards, probably Doorkeeper is the best card there. Yep. Certainly don't want to just take an Urban Burgeoning for signaling. So I could take someone's Mizium Skin, someone's Dino Charge, or someone's Skullrend. I think I'll just take someone's Mizium Skin. Oh, that's good. That's a gift. I love picking up an AO Predation every draft, I may have mentioned, because there's always an opportunity to side these in. Like, it makes your question in sideboarding, did I see something with flying? Because it's so rare that green gets a destroy creature effect. And AO Predation fills that ecological niche brilliantly. It's just a nice little plummet effect. Like if you played M13 plummet was pretty good back then. I wonder what Alex is up to. I wish I could talk to him. Anyway, I'll chat once my deck's built. I'll talk to Alex once I'm dead. In the meantime, Vitukazi Guildmage. This guy's good. I say guy, it's probably a girl. Okay, read the flavor text there. Preachers of freedom forget that conformity can be beautiful. Vitukazi Guildmage? Little bit evil. And on that note, I think I will stop the recording, take a last big Perilous Shadow, and see you all in Pack 2.